we go. Trying out Sunless Skies today. Let me know how the audio sounds. Bugs, I see you there. It was a little loud for me earlier, but I think it's kind of okay now. My audio controls are different from the OBS audio controls, so if I need to turn it down on y'all's end, let me know. Alright, we're gonna start a new game. We're gonna do Merciful Campaign because I want to be able to play through the whole game, and I'm for sure gonna die. More than once, probably, so we don't want to have to start over every time that I die. So we'll do the Merciful Campaign. We'll just leave all these difficulty settings as the default. This is the intended difficulty. And this is a follow-up to the Sunless Seas game, which I have spent a little time playing, but I've never played this before, so this will be brand new. Hopefully there's some tutorial stuff. It's kind of a story, horror, adventure game. In Sunless Seas, you have like a boat and a crew, and you go like to all these different ports and all this weird stuff, and it's pretty enjoyable. So hopefully this will just be relaxing and fun. Log of Her Majesty's locomotive, the Orphean, March 14th, 1905. Our expedition to the domains of the dead has been eventful. The Orphean is damaged and in grievous need of repairs and supplies. We're returning in haste to the Reach, where I hope to make port at New Winchester. May God be with us, for 1,000 deaths wait in the sky. Final entry of Captain Amelia Charity Whitlock, DCM, written shortly before her death. Alright, Blue Kingdom Transit Relay. So this is our little skyship, I think. Toggle cruise control, let's see. I don't know what that means. Maybe it'll automatically go forward for me? Yeah, probably. This is our fuel. We've got 1 barrel in our hold. 1 crate of supplies. Oh shit, it's already counting down. We gotta get moving. You've returned to the Reach, an untamed, sunless span of the heavens, London's new frontier, a celestial garden run wild. Okay, this is our crew, probably? Yeah, and this is our hold. This is our terror. If your terror gets too high, shit goes bad. Hopefully there'll be some... This is like a sky locomotive. Hopefully there will be more tutorials as we go. Doesn't look like there's anything here. So let's go back around this way. This game's like really pretty. At least the first one was. And had like really cool music and really chill, relaxed vibes. Dodge left? Ooh, dodge right. Okay, that wasn't in the last game. Your journey back from the Blue Kingdom was tumultuous. Your locomotive is damaged and Captain Whitlock is badly wounded. The music's still a little loud for me. Hold on. That's a little better, I think. It's just kind of blaring in my ears. Can't even hear myself talk. I like the music, it's just a little loud. Alright, so Captain Whitlock's wounded. I think we just used our last barrel of fuel. As first officer, the crew look to you. The nearest station is New Winchester. Can you get the Orphean there safely? I don't know. Maybe. I guess we'll see. Oh, here's some supplies, it looks like. Scavenge. Okay. We got 1 fuel for all that. A wreck drifts here, less fortunate even than you. We should scavenge her for repairs, a crewman suggests. The Ozymandias. That's from, Watchmen. The wreck of the Ozymandias. The wreck hangs in the sky, pocked with recent gunfire. You and the boarding party don your sky suits, garments of waxed canvas lined with felt to protect against the cold of the sky. Two of the crew are whispering as they dress. What business did Captain Whitlock have in the Blue Kingdom anyway? Why the devil did we trespass on the districts of the dead? You silence him. Now is not the time. Oh, so I gotta make a choice here. Leap across to the wreck. The gap between the two engines isn't wide, but the endless fathoms of heaven gape beneath it. That's kind of terrifying. You jump. Your stomach lurches with vertigo as the stars blaze above you and below. The air of the heavens is thin and torn by unpredictable winds. Then your boots hit the running board of the Ozymandias, and your leather-gloved hands fumble for a hold. One of your companions throws you a line, and you lash the two engines together. Only then do the rest of the boarding party follow you. One of them forces open an exterior hatch, and you clamber inside. Her interior is cold, unlit, and whistles with wind. Your party's lamps spread buttery light over the narrow paneled passages. You make your way towards the hold, stepping over bodies crumpled in the corridor. Unfortunately, your way is blocked. A bulkhead has been mangled inward by a well-aimed barrage. Okay, I can clear the obstruction away or lead my party on a more precarious path. This will test my iron skill. Iron is the skill of confronting and overcoming. My iron gives me a 75% chance of success. Your veils gives you a 75%. So veils and iron, and where are those? Can I see those somewhere? No. I don't know. I don't know where I see these. Okay. Locate length of pipe to use as pry bar, or go back out on Ozymandias hull and climb past the blockage and enter through a window on the far side. Let's do this one. Clear the obstruction. Alright. Success. A memory. As you strain against the stubborn steel, you remember an event from a year ago. A boiler explosion had trapped an engineer under a tangle of plating and pipework. The captain was first on the scene, and you were second. Together you managed to pry the wreckage upwards enough for you to crawl beneath it, while the captain braced the bar across her back. By all means, take your time, she grunted as you dragged the engineer out. Back in the present, the twisted bulkhead yields. Your companions clear the exposed rubble away. The way is clear. You have reached the Ozymandias' hold, a ruin of smashed cargo and spilled supplies. Hopefully somewhere amidst this detritus, you can find parts to repair the Orphean and restock your stores. Conduct a thorough search. Your companions work quickly. The Ozymandias' hull has begun to creak. Your actions on board may have compromised its integrity. Renewed. You find enough food and gear to restock your supplies and enough spare parts to make necessary repairs to the Orphean. The food will need to be thoroughly thawed, of course, but you've eaten worse in the skies. Oh ho, cries one of your party, prying the lid off a long crate. It holds a cannon, still nestled in straw. Another crewman pulls a battered birdcage from a pile of ruined cargo. Within the cage, something winged and furred opens a sullen eye. You examine your finds. We got 4 supplies, and we repaired our hull, 15, up to 30. Where's our... Oh, that's the hull there. Okay, so our health bar is the hull. The Ozymandias emits a long, juddering creak. Your boarding party exchange nervous glances. From the chaos of its hold, you've retrieved repairs and supplies and discovered some useful equipment, a gun that could be mounted on your locomotive, and an educated bat. We can mount the Jerusalem cannon on the Orphean. Liberate a diffident bat and employ it as a scout. I can claim this and the cannon, okay. I think we're taking a risk here. If we do both of these, the time is the risk, I think. So let's do the bat first, because in the first game, the bat scouts for you. The bat treats its rescue as an inconvenience and immediately begins haggling over pay. You offer to put it back in its damn cage and leave it on the Ozymandias, at which point it becomes more polite. You doubt it will last. You now have one diffident bat. What's up, Ames GOB? Did you just redeem a shout-out to shout out myself? It looks that way. This is a shout-out to Jokes Gaming. Thanks for playing this game for everybody. Hope they're all enjoying it. Hope you enjoy it as well. Hopefully Ames Job will enjoy it also. It's a very lore game. It's very ready. Lots of text, lots of story. It's also like very Lovecraftian is what I would call it. Alright. The Ozymandias emits a long, juddering creak. Your boarding party exchange nervous glances. From the chaos of its hold, you've retrieved repairs and supplies and discovered some useful equipment. Okay. I'm gonna do the cannon too, and hopefully we don't die. Fire and Fury. The Cotteril and Hathersage Jerusalem fires single shells to a good range, more or less accurately. You order 2 of your party to get it back to your vessel and fit it immediately. The Ozymandias groans again. The structure shudders spasmodically. Continue. The Ozymandias emits a long juddering... Oh, we just read that. No, this is another. Oh, that's just a repeat of what was up above. Okay. Do we want to run the risk of getting more fuel? How much fuel do we have? 2 barrels. Oh, shoot, why not? Well, we'll probably die. Sayo, did you just redeem a shout-out for yourself? This one goes out... This game goes out to Sayo317. Taught me a lot of what I know. And hopefully she'll also enjoy this game thoroughly. Also, hopefully we'll see you soon. Okay. I kind of want to do this, but I'm worried that we're just going to die immediately. We're going to try it. The wreck of the Ozymandias screeches as its metal buckles and tears. You press on through shuddering corridors, searching frantically for the engine room. So I can send a smaller party ahead to retrieve the fuel, or I can go myself and conduct a hasty search. Let's see, I have 49% chance of success with both of these. So let's just leave. We're just getting going. Let's not run the risk of just dying right in the tutorial. Alright. You lead your boarding party back to your vessel. Unshackling her from the buckling Ozymandias, you stoke your engines and steam away, restocked, repaired, and rearmed. Okay. Press F to send out your scout. Costs supplies. Okay, so there goes our bat. Oh wow, it took quite a bit of that. Your scout reports a successful expedition. Let's look at our chart. What did he find? Okay, so this is us. I guess this is what he found. But I don't... Your scout has discovered something, so I don't know what it is. Oh, it's the station. Okay. Okay, cool. Your scout has discovered something. To see what it is, open your chart. Okay. We got that. We figured that part out. Summoned by Captain Whitlock. The walls of the captain's cabin are lined with hodgepodge of curios from across the sky. Captain Whitlock lies in bed. Black marks cover her skin like a monstrous brand. When she coughs, coils of acrid smoke pour from her lungs. Let's inquire after the captain's injuries. A word of living fire pursued the Orphean across the Blue Kingdom. It caught you just before you passed through the transit relay to the Reach, and set its brand upon the captain. It's burned itself right through her, the doctor whispers. When I closed the worst of her wounds, I could see the sign is seared into her bones and her organs. Judging from her symptoms, it's on the inside of her lungs, too. The captain leans to one side and vomits a plume of fire into a copper bowl. There's nothing the doctor can do. The walls of the Oh wait, that's repeating. Okay. Now we can go talk to her. Her mouth is blistered from the blue fires that dance on her tongue. Her hand grips your arm. Her skin is hot as a kettle. Made arrangements. The Orphean will be yours. Her voice is just a rasp of burned meat breath. But promise, she breaks off to scream a word in a language that was not made for human mouths. When she resumes speaking English, she is weaker. Her request little more than a gasp. Promise me one last service. Promise. Are we gonna do whatever her last request is? Okay, fine. We will. She sinks back, relieved. All in my will, she gasps. Be a better... She breaks off as the sigils burned into her bones flare, glowing cherry red through her flesh and skin. Better captain than I. The efforts exhausts her. The effort exhausts her. She sinks back into the scorched pillows and a twisting, frantic fever. Okay, so we can take our leave now. You leave the cabin in the scorched stink of its air behind and return to the bridge. New Winchester's further than you like, and the captain hasn't long left. Nope, not that. Where is the chart? Oh, it's tab, okay. So we're here. It doesn't look like we can get through right here, so we're just gonna keep going south. Our gun overheated. Oh shit, I dodged into that. Oh, nice. Okay, well, we killed that marauder. You approach the buckled wreckage, poised to plunder the plunderers. Behind you, someone is humming a song of victory. We can raid the remains, or we can strip it for repairs. We don't really need repairs at the moment, because our hull is fine. So let's raid. Marauders pillage homesteads and hunt travelers all across the reach. They often carry stolen valuables. Ill-got gains. Your boarding party returns with wallets and watches, cufflinks, lockets, and keepsakes. You store them in the safe to be pawned when, and if, you make it back to port. So we now have 50 sovereigns. We got some money! Whoops. I guess we're gonna go see what this is that our scout found. Wispy condensation trails across the sky, the ghosts of passing trains. New Winchester. Oh, we got some experience. Oh, nice. Okay. That's pretty cool how you dock. Alright. You coast into the bustle and din, the soot and the steam of Wolvesey Station. It's clogged with other engines. Let me fix my camera real quick, sorry. It's clogged with other engines, scrappy mining locomotives from Lustrum Way, weathered explorers gleaming with frost, sleek company vessels with bright brass fittings. No sooner have you pulled into the sidings than a brusque station master bustles over. He requests to come aboard. I must speak with your captain, he insists, brandishing a ledger, the usual formalities. Why does this look like I can drag it out? Huh. Look to the Orphean's doctor. The passing. The crew exchange bleak, wordless looks. The Orphean itself feels suddenly more empty. The station master looks confused. You inform him that, unfortunately, Captain Whitlock has just passed away. Ah, he says neutrally. Sorry to hear that. Very sad, very sad. He waits for what he considers an appropriate minute and a half before continuing. Alas, even amidst tragedy, the cogs of bureaucracy must turn. If Captain Whitlock is deceased, the station authority require their answers from the first officer. He dons a set of spectacles and locates his pen. It will be relatively painless. Name, background, purpose of visit, etc. Shall we begin? So this is we're gonna make our choices for how we want to play the game. Today, London lies between the stars. Her new empire unfolds across the heavens. But 10 years ago, before the Northern Gate was opened, before the renewed Empress led her people into the skies, it lay in a vast cavern far beneath the earth. Deep, dark, marvelous. Who were you then? Were we a street urchin, a soldier, a poet, an academic, a priest, a sailor? This is from Sunless Seas. You have a boat in the Untersea. in Sunless Seas. High iron. A ministry auditor, a revolutionary. High mirrors, high hearts, high iron, high veils. Let's do the Zailer. I'm a Zailer. You were a Z captain. You remember bats winging across the still black sea, the distant lights of London calling your home. Salty prayers offered to heedless gods. It was a hard life, and often a short one, but you made your mark. Did we smuggle, explore, or buy and sell? I think we were probably a merchant. Oh, these affiliate us with different things. Affiliate you with villainy, with academe, in Bohemia. I think we're more of a merchant than an... Yeah, let's do that. Choose an ambition. What does winning mean to you? Be warned, this is a demanding ambition, best played by a lineage that has already completed wealth or fame. Okay, so let's not do that. Let's do wealth, since we did the merchant option. Okay. Let's choose our hat. What do you guys think? Top hat? Flower hat? This guy? Whatever this is? Oh, this is like a nun. Or turban? Or no hat? Ponytail? This is like a bun. Alright, we'll do ponytail. Sail wants none. I think I like the ponytail. Looks like a captain. No hat. Let's see, chin. Oh, we got a mustache? Goatee? What do you guys think? Goatee? Let's do the goatee. Beard thing. That's pretty good. We'll do that. Term of address: administrator, secretary, intendant, nurse, comrade, brother, sister, rev. Why can't we just be captain? Comrade, citizen, there we go, Captain Jokes. Okay. 25 iron, 17 mirrors, 10 veils, 10 hearts. Alright, let's do it. The reading of the will. 3 weeks have passed. This morning, Captain Whitlock received a simple memorial service. Her body was consigned to a necropolis train bound for the serene mausoleum. Now you sit with a handful of her relatives in the threadbare offices of her solicitors. A methodical notary is reading the will. The captain was wealthy once, but squandered her capital on mysterious expenses before her expedition to the Blue Kingdom. Advice for captains. This is a tutorial type thing here. Before you leave New Winchester, it may be prudent to buy more supplies. You can buy them at the Victoria Market. To visit the market, select it from the menu that appears on the left of the main panel on selection or mouse over. Okay. In addition to your ordinary crew, you now have an officer, or perhaps a mascot. You'll need to formally appoint them before you can benefit from their skills, abilities, or animal charisma. To do this, open the officers panel while in port. Okay. I can't do the other stuff. I have to do this first. Listen to the end. The captain's relatives from whom she was mostly estranged are clearly wondering why you are here. True to her word. In a final codicil, the notary announces, Captain Whitlock confirmed that possession of the Orphean was to pass to its first officer. He peers at you with dry gray eyes. This includes a certain black box contained in the Orphean's hold. Captain Whitlock's final request was that, at a time of your choosing, you transport said box to an address in London. He hands you an address card and deposit it there. You are not to look inside. She gave you no explanation. And that's it. You're captain now. The Orphean is yours. Alright, Captain Whitlock's legacy. You can investigate the black box at New Winchester. You could take the box to London as requested, or you could sell it and be done. You've been bequeathed the large black box, which once belonged to Captain Whitlock. You've gained 100 sovereigns, new total of 150. The clamoring... Oh, okay, here we go now. Stories and shops. The clamoring central station. See you in a bit, Saya. No worries. The clamoring central station of New Winchester, a place of steam and smut and thundering iron. Here you can find the people willing to pay for a skilled captain's service. Let's see. Let's look at our officers. Your officers use this tab while in port to appoint them or at any time to talk to or otherwise interact with them. So I don't have any officers right now, I guess. Okay, in the hold we have supplies, fuel, our diffident bat, an auxiliary slot, a small armament slot, plating slot, bridge slot. Jettison cargo. One black box. 6 crew members. No, we have 8 crew members. Okay. Recruit the incautious driver. Explore the city. An opportunity. We'll just deliver the black box. We want to investigate it. Let's see what this is. Maybe this is a quest of some sort? Excuse me, Captain. A woman pushes through the crowds towards you. She is short and square-shouldered in a neat black suit and polished shoes. She shows you the case, her pocket watch. It is embossed with the crown and hourglass of London's horological office. The body responsible for ensuring time is consistent across the empire. I'm hoping to book passage to Port Prosper, she says, slipping the watch away. I can, of course, pay. Okay, I don't know where Port Prosper is, but sure. Thank you. The locomotive I was on broke down following a boiler rupture. The chief engineer's fault, I suspect. A gentleman fonder of brandy than of diligence. Here, an initial sum to seal our bargain. Prosper lies to the west-southwest of New Winchester. West-southwest, so this direction, somewhere down here. Can't make pens or anything. Not that there is such a thing as north, south, east, or indeed west out here. Instead, London cartographers picked 4 of the brighter, more reliable stars visible from the Empress's new palace and named them northeast, south, and west. Londoners value familiarity. Okay, we are transporting the fastidious inspector. We gained 50 sovereigns, and they joined our engine. Okay, that seems good. Do we want to recruit the driver? We don't need to repair. The only things we would do here are these 2. So let's explore the city. The smoggy, clanking, singing, stamping, thronging, frantic heart of the Reach. An ever-expanding port of soot, smudged glass, and bright steel spilling across a drifting, mist-wrapped archipelago. Its factories thunder. Its engine sheds ring with hammers and hiss with steam. Locomotives chug into sidings for repair or flare across the sky and away into the high wilderness. Successful with Skyfarers fund their expeditions by dabbling in trade. Inquire whether there are any good trading opportunities available. Visit the Promise of Days, a club where seasoned captains gather to trade stories and share advice with young Skyfarers. Inquire about the Winchester War. So these guys are in a war? Let's find out about trading opportunities. On the Pedal Trail. A porter at the station advises you to visit the nearby pub, the Promise of Days, and talk to the seasoned captains there. They keep their ears to the ground. They'll know about an opportunity or two. Okay. So let's do that then. Visit the Promise of Days. Old pistons gleam on the walls. The shelves are crowded with mementos from across the sky. The clientele raise their voices to be heard above the comforting clamor of the adjacent engine yards. You may find helpful advice here. Introduce myself. Or ask them how to make your fortune through trade. Between them, they've carried Navarrete gemstones from Eleutheria, souls to the Blue Kingdom, and raw hours to London. Have they tips? I must first acquaint myself with the seasoned captains. Ah, okay. Introduce myself. 4 are gathered at their usual table. The masked citizen, a libertine, polymath, and pioneer for the neo-nocturnal artistic school. The bedeviled didact, a scholar haunted by his discoveries. The plucky baroness, explorer, collector, philatelist, and spatchcocker Meg, who hunts monsters. I think philatelist is a stamp collector. I think that's what that word is. Of course, everything out here is jolly dangerous, says the Baroness. Few risk the skies, so news of distant ports is valuable. Collect port reports from the places you visit and deliver them to Victory Hall or Company House. The more you turn in at once, the more they'll pay. Look for other opportunities on the way, advises the masked citizen. Passengers who want transport, rich men in need of bloody work, etc. Okay, ask them how to make my fortune through trade. Ah, the didact says, fiddling with his innumerable talismans. An essential to topic. Meg slides you a stool, and the captains shuffle around to make room. The masked citizen buys you a drink of their own invention. It is violet and foggy. The plucky baroness gives you a brisk, encouraging grin. Ask away. Oh gosh, there's a lot to ask into them here. We'll just start at the top. Ask about markets. You can sell practically anything at a big trade hub like New Winchester, the Baroness answers. If you want to buy, though, you will need to travel to more distant ports. Each specializes in a particular export. Meg spits chewing tobacco onto the floor. No money in buying at market prices and selling at them, too, though. You want to look for bargains, or prospects of people offering better money. Buy cheap, sell dear. You can sell, not buy, any trade good at a major port. Lesser ports each sell a single good. You can see what a port exports by clicking it on your map. This port sells fuel and supplies. Okay. Ask about prospects. The masked citizen sips their drink. The biggest port in each region has a bazaar where captains do business. There you'll learn of people at other ports prepared to pay over the odds for a commodity. When you accept the commission for a prospect, it's yours. No other captain will pursue it. It's all fantastically civilized. Their smile is droll. You'll have to source the goods yourself, of course, says the bedeviled didact. Find a port that exports them. The client will want a certain amount. You can supply some or all of it, but if you provide all they need, they may furnish you with an additional reward. Accept prospects in the bazaars at major ports. You can accept up to 4 at once. You may review and abandon them on the locomotive screen. What screen is the locomotive screen? I don't know what the locomotive screen is. Okay. See if they know of a good prospect. The host at Magdalene's needs an urgent delivery of seeds, paying a pretty penny too. If I were you, I'd get to the bazaar straight away, put my mark against it. Meg grunts. Broker in Port Avon is selling cheap seeds. Chirpy chap. God knows why. His face looks like it's been pushed through a mangle. An opportunity. Port Avon lies to the northwest of New Winchester, and Magdalene's lies to the southwest of New Winchester. Okay, so we should go to Port Avon first, buy seeds, drop off that other person in the other place, and then go to Magdalen's and sell the seeds. Accept this prospect from the bazaar if you haven't already, then buy seeds from the bazaar in Port Avon and sell them at Magdalen's. Go to the bazaar using the area list on the left and accept the seeds to Magdalen's prospect. Okay. Ask about bargains. Spatchcocker Meg wipes beer foam from her lips. Nowhere this busy. Deals are snapped up too fast here. Visit the bazaars at quieter ports. You can find all sorts, limited supply, mind. A bargain won't hang about forever, though, the Baroness confides, steadfastly ignoring Meg's manners. So don't hang about. If you space in your hold, snap them up. You can always sell them at a major port for an adequate return. Find bargains at any minor port's bazaar. Bargains have finite supply and duration. Click on a port on your map to see if new bargains have appeared there since your last visit. Okay. How to put this delicately, is there perhaps a way that a resourceful captain could prejudice circumstances in their favor? Learn about affiliations and the opportunities they present. Meg laughs, a noise like a sneeze crossed with a ricochet. It ain't who you is, it's who you know, isn't it? Nepotism. She taps her broken nose. Quite, the masked citizen remarks. The wider your circles, the more advantageous the opportunities that will present themselves. A wise captain makes the most of them. As your captain increases in level, your affiliations increase. Academy? Academ? I don't know how that's supposed to be pronounced. We'll just say academy. Bohemia, establishment, and villainy. They will unlock new, more rewarding bargains and prospects. I think we did Bohemia, right? Affiliations allow your next captain to inherit certain resources should the unthinkable happen. Okay, I think we've asked him everything, so... Hello, Drunken Slav, actually from Bohemia. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad we affiliated with Bohemia. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy this. Have you played this game at all, or the precursor, Sunless Seas? Let's change the subject. Okay, I think we've gotten everything we can from them, so let's go elsewhere. Onwards. I don't know if we want to recruit this officer or not. Probably not. Let's just leave him alone. But we need to go buy some supplies. You can give out some tips if you care. Oh, officers are always useful. Yeah, I'm just not sure if we want this one, though. They increase our stats. I knew that. I haven't played this. I haven't played Sunless Skies. This is my first time, so... but I did play a little bit of Sunless Seas, so I'm a little familiar with how these games work. Alright, we'll get him since he's here, and it's our first time. I specialize in test driving, but I'm looking for something quieter. The driver indicates a crashed engine still smoking. Like that, without the screaming. Officers require a sign-on fee, okay. This will get you a chief engineer who will increase your iron by 6 and hearts by 2 and your affiliation establishment by 1. You unlocked this with 200 sovereigns. You needed 20. Oh, we already got it. Oh no, I haven't done it. Oh, it's only 20 sovereigns. That's not bad. Yeah. Okay. The driver boards eager to get started. I recently parted ways with the Windward Company, they explained. Personally, I think a crash a week isn't so bad. They disagreed. Oh well, live and learn. Okay, I think we have to put him in to the slot or something? Or it looks like it already did it. Oh no. Now we did. So if I don't click this, he's not actually functional, I guess. 2 hearts, 6 iron, plus 1 affiliation establishment. I'm not real sure what that means. You'd pay like 160 for him? Okay. Alright, so we got this guy. We've explored the city. We need to buy... we need to go to the bazaar and get this seeds for Magdalene. Here we go. Locomotive captains gather at the bazaar to trade goods and information. Here you can acquire prospects, opportunities to sell goods at a distant port for an excellent price. Accept a proposal to claim it, source the goods, and deliver them. Okay. The Devils of Carillon are experimenting with a new penance involving close harmony singing. They request up to 5 gourds of chorister nectar, which is considered a vocal panacea by opera singers and actors. Carillon lies to the southeast of New Winchester. The most important tip is I can honk. How do I honk? I didn't know that. So that's how you do it? Oh, you're talking about making him an officer? Is that you didn't realize that that's how you did it? I think that's how that works. You can only do that in port, though. You can't do it in... At least that's what the tutorial said. Yeah, I don't think you get the bonus until you assign him. I'm not certain of that, though. Again, I don't know for sure. I do know that he's not really in the slot until you do, I guess, this. That's what actually makes him activated. Let's not talk to him right now. Let me... Oh wait, how do I get back to the... I want to go back to the screen I was in. G? Okay, thanks. Alright. Because we need to accept this, because this is for sure. We're going to do this one. I just wonder if... I think we can only have 4 of these. We may as well just get this one too, even though we may not be able to complete it. But it'd be nice to have it, just in case we run into gourds of chorister nectar, whatever those are. I'm going to claim it. Oh, you wouldn't take it? X to honk. Okay. Courser makes nice profit, yeah. Okay. Okay, and then we need to get some supplies. So, I've got 180 sovereigns. And we've got 4 crates of supplies and 2 barrels of fuel. I'm not real sure how many we need of each of these, since I haven't played this before. But I imagine we need a few. So maybe... You can give your report to either stovepipes or taketes. Okay. Yeah, I can turn in the port reports. Yeah, I saw that. I think the guides told us that. So, but these are taking up room in my hold, right? The fuel and the supplies. So yeah, I'm already at 8 of 12, so I can't get too many here. Because I need to be able to buy seeds at the other port that we're going to. Supplies run out easily. Are the supplies run out faster than the fuel? Maybe let's just do this. I might end up dying, but let's start here. Yeah, more people equals more supplies to eat, and then also I think what's different from Sunless Seas is that sending out the bat to explore also uses supplies, which is that's kind of painful, because in Sunless Seas I just sent out the bat all the time, constantly. Let's see. Do I need anything else from any of these? Abraham's Engineering. No, we don't need any of that. Woolsey Engine Yard. Oh, this is to buy new locomotives. Okay. These are cool. You can get the canning station, which will let you turn monsters into supplies. Let's see, that's at the engineering store. Additional cargo bay, that would be nice. I can't afford any of this stuff right now. We'll have to come back and get some of this stuff. We gotta go make some money first. The cargo bay is nice, that makes sense. It'd be nice to have a lot more space. 5 plus 5 to the hold. But on the... I'm still learning a lot here, so... Where the heck's this page? So which one of these does the cargo hold go in? Auxiliary slot or something? Killing taketes pays a lot. Either canning. Oh, Merger Stainaway Canning Station. Slaughterhouse equipped with machinery allowing you to butcher and can certain sky beasts, converting them into supplies. That seems good. Bridge slot. Plating slot. Maybe does the cargo thing go in the auxiliary slot? Killing stovepipes pays the same, but they're hard to kill. Okay. Oh, here's my prospects. Okay. Auxiliary slot. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, let's do it. Let's go. I think maybe we should drop our passenger off first. And then go buy seeds. I don't know. We'll see. You go north. So we've got a passenger on board that we're supposed to take to this guy. We got to take him to Port Prosper, and it lies to the west-southwest. So I might go do this first, and then we're gonna go do. Then we gotta go buy seeds from Avon or something, and it's to the northwest. I don't know where. No, don't abandon it. I don't know where I'd get the more. I had more information about that at a certain point. Here we go. Yeah, Port Avon lies to the west-northwest of New Winchester. Oh, right, the map does change. That's a good point. I forgot about how the map always jumps around. All right, so let's try to deliver this person that we are carrying. We'll start there. We'll start easy. Cantor's Still. Okay, that's not a port or anything. It's just a name of a place. What is this? Tackety Scout. Uh-oh. We overheated. Oh, I dodged into that one. Oh, I dodged into that one too. Oh my god. I'm so bad at the dodging. Captain's dead. Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, it went poorly. At least I did merciful. The merciful thing. If I didn't attack that ship, would it just like chill? It wouldn't have fought me. Let's see. They managed to reclaim the Orphean. The bank, after fuel expenses, passed on what was left from their estate. Okay, so I shouldn't have attacked it. I should just let it be. Though possibly inaccurate, a copy of your predecessor's chart was discovered. When all this is done, you'll be wiser person than the previous captain. Okay. 50 sovereigns. Partial chart. Continue. Alright, maybe I won't just start a shooting at anything I see. Let's pick the same things I had. Alright, Captain Jokes 2. Here we go. Second try. Hearts are hard to get. You like start as a priest? We'll do something different eventually. We got an achievement, evidently. Okay. What kind of sucks now is I don't have all the money that I had before. Okay. What do I have? 50 sovereigns. So I could get the driver. Oh, this is the guy we were going to give a ride to in Port Prosper. Let's still do that. Let's go to the bazaar. Let's get the same seeds. Oh, so this is a different one. We'll claim it for now, but we may not necessarily get it. Let's get the driver. Let's make sure we have him in his spot. We've got 3 fuel and 3 supplies, so maybe we get a couple more. Good tips getting behind them. That makes sense. Then they can't shoot me. Let's get 1 supply. Then we're basically broke. Okay. Well, let's go find Port Prosper. We didn't get far last time. Hopefully we can get further this time. I tried Z. That's not that didn't honk, I don't think. You beat 4 Tackities at once? That sounds crazy. Let's see what the honk is. Honk, I don't see it. Oh, I can scroll down. I didn't realize there was more stuff down here. X. Okay. That's great. That's really enjoyable and satisfying. That looks like a gun. Coming through. Oh! I didn't mean to shoot it. I was trying to see what it was. Young's found. Normal trains. Okay, I see. It has no purpose. I mean, it's pretty sweet. I feel like I'm going too far south. Like maybe it's up here. The music's really cool. And the sounds. The undergrowth draws in, the calls of the unknown. Gargantuan beasts rattle your engine. Here the reach runs wild. Yeah, there's sense to go back unless you know there's something back there, I agree. Oh, we got some we can salvage here, it looks like. The ambition. The detritus of yet another skirmish in the Winchester War. Salvage is dangerous? Okay, good to know. 61% chance of success is not terrible. The wreck gleams with frost, its windows are dark, its engine silent. Perhaps something of value lies within? I don't know, I might take a 61% chance. It could be a trap too? That's terrifying. Alright, let's try it. Oh, come on. A costly server. Your crew attached cables. I lost 1 crew. That's not too bad. Attach cables to the wreck to hold it steady as they pry apart the doors. A sudden gust of wind rocks both vessels, and the young man straining at the pry bar slips. He cries out, his hand mangled on a torn edge of metal. He's likely to lose fingers. The treasure you retrieve from the hole will be little comfort to him. Oh, but we did get stuff. The silver idol rests inside the cage. 4 wings extend from its hunched shoulders. Made from moonstone, your navigator says in a hushed voice to amplify the light of the stars. You now have won visions of the heavens. What is that? Oh shit! Reach Marauder. Okay. Can I outrun it, you think? Give tips like a sailor in RP? I don't really care, man. I'm just trying to enjoy the game. You can give me actual tips, unless you just want to do that for fun. The wind is angry. Williamsweld. Wield. I think we outran that marauder. I think they probably stopped chasing, I would guess. Okay, so we're still... Oh shoot, I didn't realize how big this was. Okay. Looking for Port Prosper still. Marauders are hard to fight? Okay, good to know. There are men who went Skyo. Is that like in Firefly, the Reavers? They're no longer right in the head. Yeah, like the Reavers in Firefly. Just RP because it might be fun. Yeah, fair enough. The fastidious inspector approaches you in the galley. Captain, good day. I noticed your ship's clock had stopped. Perhaps you'll permit me to repair it. She has a little case of tools and a hopeful expression. Okay, sure. Why not? She gives a grateful flicker of a smile and sets to work. Soon she has the back off the clock and has spread tiny cogs across the galley table. Obscure horological tools gleam brassily among them. Everything has a place. I appreciate the opportunity to keep myself busy. Staring too long at the stars is harmful to the temperament. Fastidious Inspector has a round face, brown eyes, and short, dark hair. She gives the impression of being perpetually busy. We can discuss the reach, inquire about her work, or compliment her skill. What does this say? Unlocked when you have the Fastidious Inspector. Okay. She sniffs. It is of fundamental importance that 10 o'clock on the 2nd of June in one corner of the Empire occurs at the same time as 10 o'clock on the 2nd of June in the opposite corner. How is an Empire to function if it can't agree what day it is? Unfortunately, the process is complicated by the fact that time is less reliable than it was. The hours trade has seen to that. Some captains just can't handle the sky. It does remind me of Firefly. Let's see. Let's ask for news of London. The seat of the Empire lies in far-off Albion, where a man-made sun burns in the sky. Another sun blazed there once before her renewed majesty conquered it. London sits in her coat of smog. Courtiers squabble at the foot of the throne of ours, hoping to receive endowments of years. Meanwhile, hard-working civil servants labor to ensure everything runs as it should. Was there a touch of archness there? All as normal. I miss her, though. There is no city like London in all the skies, and Albion is very different from the Reach, much more civilized. Discuss the Reach. It has an uncouth splendor, but I miss Albion. The steady light of the clockwork sun. These sunless reaches are so misty and quiet. She pauses, but critical. The territories here are rich with raw hours, and enough vegetation grows on them to feed the whole of London, even if some of it is a dubious shape. I've heard the Empress awards her favorites with gifts of years to extend their lives, and that you can become rich mining for hours to satisfy London's hunger for them. Oh, hours have more uses than that. We use them to increase the efficiency of work worlds, to speed journeys to distant regions, to resolve overcrowding in prisons. It does make my life more difficult when time knots and stretches like wool on the loom. More difficult, but more vital. Her Majesty seized a great trove of them when she assumed the throne of ours, and now even more have been found in the Reach. Miners dig them from the ground. She looks momentarily wistful. I hope someday to retire with a modest pension of years myself, to prolong the better part of my retirement. Let's ask about the war. The Reach is torn by discontent between London loyalists and the more independent settlers. There are those who feel that London is a long way away and that they'd do a better job of governing themselves. The frontier attracts independent spirits. We call them tacketies, for the hobnailed boots that are so practical out here. London, unsurprisingly, disagrees. The Windward Company earnestly represents Her Majesty's interests in the region, sometimes very earnestly indeed. The tacketies call London's loyalists stovepipes, for our hats, I suppose. She avoids looking at you. And you, Captain, where do your sympathies lie? I don't think we care right now. What a remarkable indulgence, she remarks with a raised eyebrow. Compliment her skills. Thank you, she says, a small embarrassed silence. It's possible the inspector is pleased. It's rather hard to tell. You'll find many unnatural things. These reaches, they're not ours. They never were. Not many people live here. You can find a farmstead or two here, maybe a town. I once visited a town run by mushrooms. Oh, gosh. Okay. I think that's it. Let's bid her a good evening. Alright. Hopefully we can find this port we're looking for. You spoke with a devil or the devil? I guess I should send my bat out. How do I do that again? F. That's a station, right? We should go there. He didn't even want your soul. The driver points at Titania, flower of the Reach. Father wanted to move here, but bees happen. You've learned from your experiences. Oh, we leveled up. You can earn more experience by defeating enemies, discovering landmarks, and completing prospects and stories. Okay. Choose a facet and grow stronger. Okay, so what does this part mean? I assume like this means if I pick this I get more iron. But what does this mean? You would get some hearts. Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense. So the best option is probably this one. Oh, I choose between the next two. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Yeah, so we can get some hearts. Or we could get some iron and some hearts. Let's just do this one. You were the gossip of London's salons and the target of blistering editorials in the Gazette. Mad, they said. Bad, they said. Dangerous to know. What was the incident that exposed you to the buffeting winds of public opinion? A torrid affair or a parade of debauchery? Veils and mirrors. What are my veils and mirrors at? Mirrors is 17, veils is 10. My veils are really low. Maybe we should just leave them low and go for the other stuff. Let's do this one. Absinthe, wantonness, more absinthe, brawling, gambling, blasphemy, and slander. Absinthe and prisoner's honey. Prisoner's honey alone. Prisoner's honey and company. Is there a vice you haven't explored? It's possible. There are only so many hours in the day. Okay. You took part in a parade of debauchery. What are these blanks? What are these card-looking things? I guess we'll find out. Okay. Titania. So this is not the port I was looking for. You're approaching a newly discovered port. This has significantly reduced your terror. Your crew are always thankful to find another place of relative safety in the skies. However, strange or full of devils are covered in mushrooms. Okay. Recruit the Rat Brigade. Titania is cupped in the petals of a colossal orchid. Heady with scent, lurid with color, an enclave of bohemians have made it their home, seeking inspiration in the wildness of the Reach. Recruit the Rat Brigade. Oberon's Landing. The Porphyry font. I'm guessing the Rat Brigade is like a mascot. Let's see what this is going to cost us. I need 100 sovereigns. Chief engineers who increase your veils by 6, iron by 2, and affiliation villainy by 1. Okay, so we can't get them because we don't have enough money. Also, what is our... We already have a chief engineer anyway, so no big deal. The port unfurls itself, welcoming you ashore. This perfumed haven was intended for thinkers, artists, philosophers, and poets. Thought they all died out. That reminds me of in Sunless Sea. Isn't there like a whole island with like rats fighting other rats or something? I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I played that. Let's see. This perfumed haven was intended for thinkers, artists, philosophers, and poets. Instead, you enter its main dome to find yourself surrounded by arguing bohemians and the unfinished shells of buildings in a variety of styles. Nobody looks happy, but everyone agrees it's someone else's fault. Write a port report. That's definitely what we need to do. Such a beauty, such a pity about the nearby chorister hive. What is Titania? A question with no easy answer. To the poets, a place of inspiration. To the stoneworkers, an untouched slab. To the playwrights, a blank page. A place of tranquility, of creation. And your interviewee pauses, suddenly looking worried. Do you hear buzzing? Apologies, must get inside. You can't see or hear anything, however, and must assume it's just a force of habit. Okay. Both docks are near New Winchester. Okay. Chorister Hive, a dangerous place, but if you dare to venture there, riches wait for you. Alright, let's meet with the mayor, I guess. Titania's petals fill the air with a perpetual perfume, but eventually you become accustomed to it. Even so, the scent of the many flowers in the mayor's small office sends your senses reeling. Obviously unaffected, she sits behind her desk and gestures for you to take the other chair. Ask her about Titania. Spectacular place, isn't it? We couldn't believe that nobody else had colonized it after all. Well, whoever built all the crystal domes and spires. Honestly, I can't believe our luck. Ask about work in the port. The rhapsodic mare shakes her head. I think you will find us most self-sufficient, Captain. Enjoy your visit, take in some poetry. If I think of anything that we might require, you'll be the first to know. Okay, nothing much to do with the mayor. We'll explore, I guess. I don't know. Are there risks involved with exploring? I think there are. There were in Sunless Seas. Light sparkles through the jeweled petals onto the marble white paths. Wherever you explore, poets and singers perform their latest work, while artists peer behind canvases to try to capture the beauty in oil and chalk. In the horrors of the high wilderness, this is a place of safety and wonder, where nothing could possibly disturb the peace. But what is that buzzing in the distance? Return to Titania later to see how it's here. I'm guessing they get attacked by bees while I'm gone. Giant bees. Bohemians, they like their freedom, mostly care about art, songs, fun people, I say. I'm glad that we, our affiliation is Bohemian. Alright, let's look at the shops. A rangy captain employed by the Wit and Vinegar Company, a struggling lumber concern, is selling bronze wood offcuts. The bark gleams where it was cut by her engine's saw. I don't know. How do I... Oh, this is a bargain, I guess. So it would... If I could afford to buy any of these, I would pick them up and be able to sell them for a better price somewhere else. I only have 20 sovereigns, so we can't do that. Let's see what this is. They have fuel and supplies. Bronzewood's tough as iron. Makes for a good ship. Didn't I get something from... Oh, Gourd of Chorister's Nectar. We need to get 5 barrels of ours. Or seeds. Okay. We got something for... Oh yeah, here it is. Visions of the Heavens. Okay. I think that's it. Let's get out of here. Now, I guess my concern is... I can find hours in the frozen parts of the Reach. Okay. My concern is that we're supposed to be taking Fastidious Inspector. Port Prosper. Prosper lies to the south-southeast. Oh, shoot. South-southeast. I thought it was south-southwest. Well, hot damn. We've been going the wrong way. That's unfortunate. Okay. So, what that means is maybe we should try to loop back around this way, I guess. I'm kind of screwed now because we've wasted a lot of our fuel getting here. I don't have any money to buy stuff to sell, really. I'm gonna try to, like, go this way, I guess. And drop off this inspector. Angry gods in the frozen areas of the Reach. I feel like the fuel lasts longer in this game than in Sunless Seas. Gotta get more supplies. Sending out the bat. Something ghastly? No. What's the question mark mean? It's not on my legend. I guess we gotta go see what it is. Something grave, okay. Canared. The wreck gleams with frost. Its windows are dark, its engine silent. Perhaps something of value lies within. Staccaties sometimes carry coarse or bronzewood. Seeds too. And then your fair share of their scouts. I am pretty good on haul. Last time I had a 61% chance of success here. I didn't get it, so maybe we'll just leave this alone. Or we can strip for repairs since we get one, I guess. One haul. Okay. One too many crew, yeah. They're eating my supplies up pretty quick. Oh, we found a port. Okay. Let's go there. I think 6 is the minimum for this locomotive. Hark, a signal Signaler cries, "You do," and hear the oompa oompa of distant circus music perpetrated by a straining tuba. Palmier and Plenty's circus. Port Prosper should be in the far reaches. Okay. Good to know. I also realized that I had been going the wrong way for Port Prosper. I was supposed to be going east. I just misread it. Okay. Alright, a traveling circus is settled here, too afraid to go further and too afraid to turn back. Its clanking, gaudy locomotive scavenges such audience as it can from nearby homesteads. The amiable vagabond is a fine fellow. We'll see if I can afford him. I've only got a few dollars. I also need to get more supplies. Its clanking, gaudy locomotive scavenges such audiences as it can from nearby homesteads and delivers them for an evening of shabby, desperate big-top magic. He wants to swap stories, so I have to get 2 sky stories before I can get him. Okay. Good to know. What about the circus here? I think I gotta buy supplies. I don't even have enough money to buy supplies. Uh-oh. Can I do a port report? Yeah, okay. Let's write the port report. The big top looms dramatically in the fog of the reach, but it's not nearly as imposing as the massive obelisk floating nearby. Some enterprising soul has hung bunting between it and the big top. As for the circus itself, outside of the performers, it's practically deserted. You may be the first new face in the audience in quite a while. Okay. The greatest show, that's what the adverts promise. The reality is not impressive. Aside from the big top that dominates the circus, the place is shabby, poorly maintained, and even more poorly attended. Bored-looking circus folk run rotting booths. The clowns' painted-on smiles are no match for the deep-set misery behind the grease paint. Even the calliope music, playing on a run-down piano, is more grimly resolute than cheery. We're not going to recruit any crew. We don't need any crew anyway. Okay, we can't afford to go to the circus. Should I try to sneak behind the tents? This seems like it might be risky. Let's try it. Guests are not allowed back here. Caught in the act. A pair of clowns whose painted-on smiles do not match their actual scowls spot you almost immediately. There's nothing funny about the heavy sticks they carry. You are less than politely escorted back to the big top. Perhaps if you were better known around here, they would be less concerned. Okay, so that's all I can do here, I think. What's this? Oh, it's just the home page. I can't afford to buy any supplies, which is what I need. So we need to get out of here. So let's go. Do I turn in my port reports at New Winchester, Drunken Slav? Do you know? Or is it just that there's somewhere nearby there I need to turn them in? Scout has nothing to report except that the sky is vast and the winds bite. We're a little frozen, okay. requires a saying, okay. The signal box is shrouded in gray. Close up, you see that the box is covered in delicate webs, studded with cocoons. From the blue and white pattern of one bundle, it appears a spider has trapped a teapot. Inside, beneath a desk covered with rusted levers, is a luggage trunk. Captains in dire need can borrow from the cash inside, but custom dictates they must later replenish it. Recruit fatalistic signalman. You detect a whiff of cigarette smoke as you enter. A man in a gray uniform and gray bowler hat rises from a chair. Evening. I don't suppose you're looking for a signaler. He does not sound hopeful. How long has he been waiting here? What does he cost? He is startled by your response. Oh, right. Was expecting you to say no, to be honest. You ask what he's doing here. I work at the Isambard line. I'm the last one, I suppose. Hitch rides between the boxes, make repairs, sweep up a bit, but I could do with a change of scene. He seems unsure. Well, I better get my things. He picks up a modest holdall and checks his hat is on his head. Yes, I think that's everything. After you, Captain. Once you're docked in port, okay. Oh, he was free, I guess. Okay. Oh yeah, let's read the ledger for sure. Let's read the ledger. The handwriting is poor, but legible. Captain Gardner withdrew fuel, giving no reason. There's a column for miscellaneous notes. The captain writes of a vast object that drew a burning arc across their path. It seared a line into their visions and the navigator's heart. She insisted on trying to follow it for days. We gained one vision of the heavens. I kind of want to raid the cache because I need supplies. Let's try that. The luggage trunk is sturdy and vast, large enough to have held a modest family's worldly goods on the journey through the avid horizon. Left here, it still serves those braving the wilderness. The cache is depleted. Someone has come before you and taken whatever it contained. Perhaps in time, they'll come back and refill it. Until then, there's nothing for you here. Alright. Alright, I guess we're done. Hey, yeah, thanks for watching, Drunken Slob. Thanks for hanging out. Maybe we'll see you next time. Appreciate it. Old stones and forgotten ruins lie tumbled across the sky. Cuddlescombe. We're about to be starving because we ain't got no supplies. There's a port up here. A station, sorry, a station. Port Avon! Ah, we were looking for this earlier. Behold, a ruin of giants. Gargantuan blocks jigsawed together, furred with moss and whispering with orchards. A bucolic village nestles amongst them. Smoke coils daintily from the chimneys. A leisurely game of cricket unfolds on the village green. Let's disembark. An oily-faced, black-haired girl waves her locomotive into position. Welcome to Port Avon, she calls as you disembark. A rich knot of scents greets you. Leaves and wood smoke enriched by an infrequent but pungent intrusion of goat. Port Avon welcomes new visitors, but your novelty will wear off the more time you spend there. When you visit in future, you may need to bring something to keep them friendly. My Port Avon welcome is now 3. Okay. The locals are willing to update me on the news, but there's not much to share. Were it not for talk of smugglers and sky beasts, you could easily confuse this place for a village on the world you left behind. It's quite peaceful here, apart from some fuss over a newspaper delivery. The villagers frown and change the subject when you ask about it. To earn rewards, hand your port reports in to the Endurate Veteran at Victory Hall or the Prudent Secretary at Company House. Both docks are near New Winchester. What does that even mean, though, near New Winchester? I mean, I go dock at New Winchester, or they're, like, in this darkness here? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Or we'll starve to death. One of those two. Let's go to the village green. A golden nebula scintillates above Port Avon's apple trees, allotments, eel fishers, and steepled church. Here you may, if you choose, immerse yourself in the village's quaint rhythms. The auroral sommelier. Someone has grafted brass wheels to the carcass of an old armoire and impaled its top with a jaunty damasked umbrella. Sweet wines, sour wines. Oh, a man stands behind it, flesh and finery, the colors of the dawn, shepherding customers through their sampling of wines. Sweet wines, sour wines, subtle wines, and sinful. Spirits of every vintage, save, of course, the Hesperidian cider. He gives a small, sad laugh. I know because I looked. This is the only place with real apples, but even here, that cider eludes me. He beckons you with a gloved hand. Ask him about the Hesperidian cider. Come here, come close and listen, you effervescent thing. I have a story on an associate of mine. He once gave me a sip of it, one golden drop to place under my tongue, and my life was changed. A carnivorous pleasure steeps in his voice as he speaks. I went back to the store immediately, of course, but the price was too much. And then eventually the dreams drained away, and now I'm here, serving wine to drunks. His laughter is black and bitter, but the auroral sommelier gives you the address nonetheless, just in case. If you decide to risk the same grief, savor it for me. Apparently purchasable from an unusual shop in London. The village green. Heart of the village surrounded by orchards of real apple trees that were shipped through the avid horizon as seeds. An endowment of years from her renewed majesty grew them to swift maturity. Okay, let's try just a relaxing stroll. Wearing out my welcome. Okay. Let's sit with the eel fishers. You watch as the fishers snag their wriggling prey, heave them onto the rock, and put an end to their thrashing with eel mallets. The catches are infrequent, though, and aside from those occasional struggles, always swiftly ended with meaty thwack, you can sit back, enjoy the starlight, and make conversation. In fenced plots across Port Avon, grizzled horticulturalists tame rampant vegetation of the reach. 60% chance of success. Let's not do that. Let's see what else we've got. The Nowhere Inn. Port Avon's first public house stands amidst a nodding copse of apple trees. Inside, brass gleams cozily on the beams, wooden latches, doorknobs, and other fittings, retrieved from the first locomotives that carried people here. A great polished wheel hangs on one wall. Actions here will wear out your welcome. Read a work of speculative fiction. Appreciate an amount of cider. Speak to a short-sighted cryptozoologist. I don't know which ones of these we are interested in. Let's do the Blimmigan one. Who does this creature belong to? Bellows a man. Fuchsia with rage. The Blimmigan he points at is a grizzled member of its species, most of whom were left behind in the Neath. The fuchsia gentleman roars in fury. Between bellows, the truth emerges. The Blumigan is no one's pet. And, far worse, no one will admit responsibility for its tab. The Blumigan is unconcerned with the tumult. It nods its cap at you with grim respect, then flops a tendril into a mug of stout. It stares bleakly through the window. I don't have enough sovereigns to help out, so we'll skip that one. A tiny figure weighed down by 2 backpacks and a heavy duffel coat looks through thick glasses at her map and then up at you. Excuse me, I need passage. I don't suppose you could help me. I'm on the trail of unusual beasts. I can pay for your time. Let's for sure take her on. We need some money. Lustrum, beams the short-sighted cryptozoologist. She leans in conspiratorially, then realizing that she's whispering to one of the inn's wooden beams, leans over to where you actually are. I hear there's a curator who lives there, with the people, Mr. Pennies. I've always wanted to meet a curator, just safely. Okay, so we got this short-sighted cryptozoologist. She wants to go to Lustrum. Where is Lustrum? East-northeast of New Winchester. Okay. How much money did she give us? Nothing yet. Okay. Let's see. Should we see what this is? Head upstairs. Thick cigar smoke curls through the air, filling this private chamber with premium-grade fog. Bloated gentlemen in well-worn military uniforms sit at mahogany tables, sipping port. They chunter of the old days and how very much better they were. We can request membership of the club. Stout veteran gives you a polite once-over. I suppose we could countenance an application. Of course, membership is not a matter of mere money. No, no. He directs your attention to the trophies. Most are old and musty. Neath creatures, deer, foxes, and a bear, all hunted in the members' now long-distant youth. Perhaps if you could help decorate our walls with some impressive local fauna, we can talk matters of first payment, and then membership. Of course, we could hunt the beasties ourselves, and we will. By thunder, we will, but the fire's so warm, and there's port left in the bottle. Bring back a Cantencari trophy. Bring back a Chorister trophy. Bring back a Scriv Spinster trophy. Okay. Alright, that seems to be everything in this N. I gotta sorry, I had to sneeze. Alright. We've been to the Village Green, we've been in the Nowhere Inn. Let's see what this is. What palace was this? What giant king made his home here? And why did he abandon the vast stores of souls that the locals still quarry from beneath the stones? Perhaps you might risk a furtive excavation of your own. Not one of the looming stones is quite square, yet they all slot together immaculately. 17% chance of success and a 40% chance of success. We probably should not do this. Perhaps not. And then let's go to the dock. Recruit a repentant devil. Have we done everything here? Yeah, we have. Alright, we can't get him. Alright, I can't afford anything at these shops, I don't think. I only have 20 sovereigns. This is where we can get the cheap seeds. We need to come back here when we have some money. Okay. So let's see if we can get back down through here. We're almost out of food. Something that glistens. light in the distance, a stoker begins to sing a ballad about the chimneys of New Winchester. We got a fuel. Okay, nice. Platform. I think we can turn stuff in at this platform. Turn in our port reports. Then we'll have a little money and we can buy some supplies. Go buy some seeds and turn those in. Company house. Yeah, this is where we can turn in our stuff. The local headquarters of the Windward Company, London's proxy in the Reach. The report ports here to receive rewards and win the company's favor. Follow the uprising, the fortunes of the Windward Company fell in New Winchester. Now their modest offices occupy an ex-tinning factory in the murkier recesses of town. It continues to smell faintly of beans. Deliver your port reports or chat with the prudent secretary. Okay. Let's deliver our port reports. It is a comfortable room for a modest secretary. Stained glass windows lay crimson slants across the desk. The prudent secretary receives your reports and reads them one by one. A number of questions follow, to which the secretary expects cogent, succinct answers. Her Majesty is grateful, they say as you leave. You have 3 times Windward Company's gratitude, 300 sovereigns, hail yeah! 3 fortune stovepipes. A total of 28 strike. You lost 3 fortunes tackities. Okay. I can get gossip. I can get a ministry stamped permit. Trade a favor for an invitation to Perdurance. Eternal Mask at Perdurance, where Albion's brightest youths dwell within a single day. Let's see how I can be of help. Secretary's ginger is the subject of some debate in the company canteen. The Secretary's prudence, however, is not. Both these facts provide the Secretary with a great degree of satisfaction. I would be interested to receive reports on events in other ports, however small. The company has expansive interests. One never knows what might be important. Okay. So port reports. Okay. That's enough for now. Alright, so let's go... Let's look at the journal. Three sacks of verdant seeds. Magdalen's lies to the southeast of New Winchester. Somewhere down here, maybe? So we could go to Port Avon, get some seeds, buy some more supplies, and then try to deliver this person that we're taking. Southeast of New Winchester. Northeast of New Winchester. So we could do this one first. Lustrum. Let's do that. I think I have a signaler already. Yeah. I just forgot to equip him, so we won't do that. Let's buy... Let's buy these verdant seeds. And let's buy some supplies. Let's get 4 supplies. Yeah. Hold is almost full. Look for opportunities to use or sell some of your cargo. What do I have? I just have fuel and supplies. Okay. So now, let's see if we can't find Lustrum, which should be east-northeast. No, I want the journal. Lustrum lies to the east-northeast of New Winchester. So New Winchester is here, so we want the east-northeast somewhere in here. See what we can find. I'm gonna send out the bat. We're not sure what that is. Your scout reports a successful expedition. Just heard a cannon fire. Heard it again. The sky closes its cold jaws about you. Water freezes in the pipes. Engineers scurry to and fro with boiling kettles. The crew of the Marauder lie dead in the quarter, killed not by your guns, but knives and small arms fire. The only survivor is the captain, locked in the brig with a bottle of brandy. Chalk eyes stare back from every wall. When he ran out of chalk, he began scraping them in with his fingernails. Little remains of them but bloodied stumps. Seen this before, Captain, says a crew member, grasping your arm. Sky madness. Magdalene's can treat it if you can be bothered to take the poor sod. This will begin a short quest. We can take them to Magdalene's. We're going to take those seeds there anyway. Sure, why not? The crew wrap the sky-maddened captain in blankets, then secure them tightly with belts. It takes 4 to transport him safely to your locomotive. He might not be happy restrained, but it should keep him from harm until you get him to Magdalene's. Magdalene's lies to the southeast of New Winchester. The captain secured you have a moment to see whether there's anything of worth on this locomotive before abandoning it to the wilderness. Our hull is fine. Let's get cargo. Faintly luminescent cage. 1 uncanny specimen. The things being transported in this cage did not survive the journey, though they still glow faintly. Okay. Oh, what the hell? I helped you fight that thing and now you're shooting at me? Oh, we can level up. Okay. What do these do again? Skill of convincing and enduring. A lost love. Let's do this one. The sea does not forgive. It did not forgive you. The undersea demands a price from all who sail her. What did they demand of you? A year of your life. Your home. Let's do this one. Keeping our iron pretty high, and our hearts are coming up too. I wonder if that is Lustrum. I bet it is. Let's go there. How quiet it is, and what's that smell? Eggs? Sulfur? Carillon. It's not Lustrum, but we found something. This peaceful Carmine institution was founded by devils from London and dedicated to the betterment of the soul. Bothridge's A Tour of Heaven describes it as a cross between a spa, a sanatorium, and a purgatory. She commends its bracing airs. Let's enter the foyer. Grey stone, the color of a monastery, attending devils and devilesses dressed in uniform, and an incoming parade of the sick, the friendless, the dying, and those who think their lives would be better if only they were something else. This is Carillon, where souls are refined into something more impressive. Let's write a report. You take some notes on a pilgrim's journey through Carillon. The first port of call is the beehive-shaped office in the center, or more accurately, the long queue leading into it. From there, the infernal attendants direct them to one of Carillon's 7 gardens to undergo penances. They certainly look penitent by the time they emerge. Presumably their souls are much improved, not that you can tell. Okay, let's speak to the presiding deviless. Why not? Led between the wickerworks. The presiding deviless works in an office shaped like a beehive, a stone and wickerwork building that stands all alone in the middle of the Carillon's central courtyard. She conducts intake interviews with new patients one by one. After a long time in line, you reach her at last. Greetings, Captain. How may we stretch, strain, purify, and strengthen you now that you've come to Carillon? Her apron is starched, her dress pinstriped. There is a stack of patient files on her desk, color-coded. The corners of her mouth say she knows something to your disadvantage. Let's ask her about it. Buy indulgences, purchase indulgences. Interesting. There's some interesting stuff here, evidently. Let's ask her about it. 7 gardens for 7 sins. We do whatever is necessary to reclaim unsatisfactory souls, she says. She sits back in her chair, and you can imagine her making just such a pitch to the princes of hell. For humans primarily, though, we do attend a few other creatures elsewhere on the great chain. They come to us with souls that are stained, disused, in every kind of sordid condition, and we make them acceptable again. Most of those who come to us are volunteers. The rest are beyond the position of being able to volunteer, consigned to Carillon by their families or employers. What happens then? Yeah. She looks surprised. Most people go home again, she says. Some find that they are weary of their souls and pass them on to us. We operate on that slender profit and on what we can get from donations or from sales of penance and forgiveness. She looks at the blank page before her. But what about you? You look sturdy enough to make full use of our services. Are you afraid of needles? What is your view of worms? Which do you fear more, venoms or poisons? She shakes down a page or two on all your least favorite things. She's prepared to offer us a deal. What does this even mean? Okay, we'll listen to the proposal. Listen, she says, you're free to make use of Carillon. Take a penance or two. Alter your soul. I think you'll find our services very imaginative. There's another matter I hope you will look into. A devil in rose-colored gloves. He used to supervise the gaslight terrace. He was removed from that position, but I fear he may still not be entirely aligned with the objectives of Carillon. If you find out anything about him, anything to his disadvantage, she looks grim. Bring me the evidence, and I will reward you. Okay. Let's return. Come back if you have any other questions. Okay. Let's try this one. In a flow of ordinary folk, your companions are a lady in a buttoned cloak and a young male student. They talk among themselves about the seasonable warmth and about how the yellowish glow of the lamps does not show blue silk to best effect. Their words are commonplace, their hands folded and gloved, their opinions supplied by a respectable gazette. You have almost forgotten them even while you are still walking together. The path descends by shallow steps to a broad terrace, as crowded as an imperial exhibition. Only a 44% chance of this, so let's not do that. Let's meet the spineless curate. I've seen something in this light. It's not hard not to see things. A devilish orderly jabs the curate with a needle. At the sight of the jab, the curate's skin goes lavender. I'm being treated for not believing in God. I've tried everything. Prayer, fasting, long weekends with a professional saint. None of it worked. My sermons were suffering. My bishop complained. And has it helped? I have dreams of snakes and angels, he says. It hasn't made me a mystic. I don't think the devils are real either. Just men with funny eyes, aren't they? The devilish orderly smiles with extra teeth. Okay. I think we're done with these terraces. Yeah, let's not do any of those for now. Let's see what we can buy and sell here. Half-price stack of penny dreadfuls. What about here? Got 3 supplies. I think I'm okay for now. We're looking for Lostrum, and it's supposed to be northeast of New Winchester, so I maybe need to just keep going this way. Abandoned signal box. Okay, couldn't do anything there. I wonder if Lustrum's in here. I don't know. I'll keep going this way, I guess. I don't feel like it's this way. Like, this is a little... I guess it could be in here, huh? Northeast is kind of like... I feel like it's right here where we've been, so maybe it's in here. We got 2 things up here we can go investigate, it looks like. Oh, shoot! Scribe Spinster? anything to do with that. We're almost out of supplies again, which is bad. Why does this say that there's... Oh, I see. We could mine that if we had the tools. Here's a port. A station. This game's crazy. A flurry of snow blows past the window. A crewman curses the cold. Oh, Lustrum, nice. This is where we needed to get. Nice. Do I have a navigator? No. Let's write a port report. So much for the quiet retirement village that used to be here. The rush of prospectors has ripped the civility from the place as efficiently as geodes from the mountainside. The scars that remain are no less vivid. Fewer and fewer prospectors return with geodes of ours, and the cost of processing them off-site grows every day. Still, for now, Lustrum thrives and offers promise of riches for any luck or industrious miner willing to come and risk everything in the snow and the mud. Okay. What is... Take her to Lustrum. Lustrum lies east northeast of New Winchester. I don't know how we do that. I don't know how we get this cryptozoologist person out of our hair. Let's try the pub, I guess. Let's explore. Your boots crunch through the snow, clean and bright, lacking the lingering sadness of London's ammonia-suffused lacquer. The townspeople nod politely to you, a distinguished visitor, but avert their eyes from the grizzled prospectors and get-rich-quick merchants who have taken over the slice of civilization on the mountain. They wait impatiently for a day when the mountain has nothing more to offer and the uncouth invaders finally leave, hoping that something still remains when all of value has finally been plundered. Okay, that was it, I guess. Let's visit the pub. Don't want to buy drinks for everybody. That seems like it's going to cost a lot. Oh, the rat brigade is here. Approach the figure in the corner. The cloaked figure beckons you. Valuables for sale, it wheezes, its voice throaty and high-pitched. Exchange for buried time, yes, please? It offers unusual relics in exchange, or a few rusted coins that would barely buy transport anywhere else. This is the guy that she was looking for, Mr. Pennies. Everything ends, the figure wheezes, even law. For everything a reckoning. Need help, need hours, postpone reckoning. Shadows with thistle ropes and broken wings. Waiting on riverbank to catch final breath. Everything dies, must outlast. We trade, yes? Trade hours? We trade hours now? Yes, good quality merchandise. Introduce the short-sighted cryptozoologist. Cryptozoologist beams with excitement. Oh, I have so many questions. Where does your species come from? How did you learn to speak English? What do you call yourselves? I mean, it can't be curator in your own language, right? What's the difference between a master and just a mister? No offense. Ooh, what do you look like under that cloak? Are there female curators? She lifts the now terrified-looking Mr. Penny's hood and squeals, "You're adorable. How do you fit those wings in there?" And you leave her to it. She seems happy enough. Mr. Penny's, perhaps not. 100 sovereigns. I have one otherworldly artifact. Nice. Can we do something else with Mr. Penny's? No. Exchange hours for another worldly artifact. Exchange your hours for money. Okay. So if we had hours, we could trade with them. Let's return to the street. An oasis of London civility is that vehicle underwater. You mean the train locomotive thing that I'm flying? We're technically in the sky, I think. This game's called Sunless Skies, so we're like, it's like steampunk, Lovecraftian horror fiction world with, we're flying around in the sky with a locomotive flight vehicle of some sort. An oasis of London civility and culture in a town with little of either. Melusine Murgatroyd stands proudly behind the display of fresh scones and slightly yellowing cream buns. At small wooden tables, successful prospectors and their significant others welcome themselves to the world of the Novu rich with a spot of afternoon tea. Pinky fingers stand proud and erect from bone china cups covertly topped with moonshine. I can have tea with 5 sovereigns. We might do that. Let's talk to her. Smelling faintly of burned hair, she tinkers with the latest invention intended to be her ticket out of both this no-horse town and her father's control. Eyebrows, she confirms, are a small price to pay for scientific progress. Let's look at her inventions. Maybe we can get some upgrades for our ship. Melusine glows with pride as you examine her mostly untested inventions. The clockwork lens array that offers superhuman levels of telescopic sight, provided you can insert all 6 sharp brass hooks under your eyelids. The internal combustion privy, ideal for handling unpleasant waste products and warming whatever's left of your house after the inevitable explosion. An automated pickaxe capable of striking Earth 7 times a second. Melusine nods, irritated. Pity about the minor bone-shattering issue. The only thing she won't let you poke at is a twisted arrangement of glassware and electricity in the corner. That's not mine. Not entirely. I'm still working on that. Complicated. You know if you know. If you don't, I shouldn't say. So she can trade 2 uncanny specimens for Savage Secret. I have 1 uncanny specimen. That's too bad. Let's have a cup of tea. I don't know what this does for us, but let's try it. Melusine's maids hurry around serving a clientele more used to bellowing at bartenders than sitting politely with exquisitely cut cucumber sandwiches. Eventually, it's your turn to be served. You're invited to choose your preferred blend. Let's do this one. Eleutherian Gold. A single sip and you feel slightly dizzy. 2 sips and you struggle to find your legs. The sense of pleasurably disconnected bonhomie lingers for a few hours. You're briefly without terror. You've lost 5 sovereigns. You've sampled Eleutherian Gold. Okay. Alright, that's fine. Enough done there. Visited the pub already. I don't really want to seek a claim of our own. That seems like it's expensive and time-consuming. Let's see what this is. The Windward Company was not the first to begin harvesting the mountain, but no other came in harder or faster once the hours were detected. The company began by bribing prospectors to sign over successful claims, and even offering to help process lucky prospectors' hours in their huge factory ovens. But netty men are cheap, and big sticks even cheaper. As the claims began running out, things changed quickly. Now the whole facility is out of bounds. The guard is uninterested in any business you might have. No, she does not know who you are or care who you may be friends with. This branch is closed facility. Certainly it's closed to you. Alright. Looks like that's all we can do here. So let's... what is this? think this is where we just were. Yeah. Let's see what Sweet Jane's counting house is. Little accountancy firm snuggled in the snowy drifts. Sweet Jane oversees everything herself: the transference of funds, the balancing of probabilities, the transport of commodities, the termination of contracts. She's huddled behind her desk, swaddled in a monstrously ugly red scarf. While she fiddles with her abacus with one gloved hand, she heats the other over a little coal fire. Her one good eye focuses on you, and she smiles. Let's listen to her offer. She limps to the window. Snow batters the window pane. The shadows of the mountain is all but lost in the blizzard. The lantern light means the offices of the Windward Company are just about visible. I was raised by the company. Children are faster workers, you understand. Her fingers drum on the windowsill. Such a waste. Where they see men, they see labor. Where they see time, they see chains with which to bind us. But where they see death in the skies, I see victory. She turns to you and smiles. Bring me nameplates torn from London's ships. I will see you adequately compensated. You will hunt down London locomotives, bring their nameplates to Sweet Jane. I don't think we're going to do that. We declined her offer, but she'd welcome us changing our mind. Okay, so we can come back and do that if we want to. Let's go back to here. Let's see. Fortunate navigator is thoroughly examining your engine's pipework. Crucial bit this. Look how it's been maintained. Beautiful. Your stoker beams. That was me. A mid-flight patch, too. Officers require a sign-on fee. Fortunate navigator. A first officer who increases your iron by 6 and your affiliation establishment by 1. I don't have a first officer, but it's going to cost 100 sovereigns. I only have 180, and I need to get some supplies. So let's see if I can get enough supplies that I can get away with hiring him. Here we go. I need to get a supply, at least one. I really need to get 2. And I probably should get a fuel, which will only leave me with 80 sovereigns, so I don't think I can hire him. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. I think we're done at this location. Let's see. Our next stop needs to be the fastidious inspector. Escort her to Port Prosper. Prosper lies to the south-southeast of New Winchester, which means it's going to be, like, down here. So we just need to, like, roll down this way and see what we find. Alright. Here we go. I don't think I'm going back for that. I probably should have got another fuel. Nameless monument deteriorates here, wind whistling through its solemn stones. terrors going up. The Isambard line was once meant to pass this way. An incomplete accelerator rail rusts here. Ooh, what is that? Tankeri are lumbering, half-fossilized isopods that will attack anything they disapprove of. Given that they're very ancient and murderously grumpy, that means almost everything. The largest chunk of the Tankeri still lives. They can be slow to die. Stubbornness, perhaps, or the sluggish journey of signals along their calcified nerves. %81 chance of getting money. Let's do that. Yes, success. 20 sovereigns, nice. What is that? I'm not going back. Port Prosper's probably right in here somewhere. We're getting closer, I think. We don't want anything to do with that monster. That thing is scary. It's also fast, too. Horror. Stowaway. Something is amiss. Things are out of place. Unexplained cracker crumbs on the pantry floor. The chief engineer's favorite wrench hung on the wrong hook. Several empty pages torn from the back of your logbook. The crew protests their innocence and contribute their own stories. Vanished shoelaces, door just left open, only the footprints on the door frame. Well, we'll do a search. I'll just have a very low chance of finding them. Okay. Settlers arrived in the reach. Miners flocked to this frozen rock, lured by the promise of hours stored in its core. An eruption of Tankeri has left it in its current mangled state. A makeshift graveyard stands at the lip of the rock, a memorial and a warning. 20% chance of success. Let's not do that. Let's just leave. go. This is probably Port Prosper. Yeah, alright. Alright, so we can drop off the fastidious inspector. Oh wait, we can talk to her? How do we talk to her? I don't know how we talk to her. I don't think we can talk to her. Let's just deliver her, I guess. Oh, wait. Wait, what? Deliver her. Accept your payment. There we go. You will receive fuel and supplies in addition to some money. Oh, I didn't realize I needed to have 6. Looks like I had enough space anyway. You delivered the inspector safely to Port Prosper. Thank you, Captain. Here's the balance of our agreement, and as promised, a requisition order for fuel and supplies. She casts another glance at the incomplete clock tower. Given the apparent state of construction, I recommend you visit the worksite. There may be an opportunity there. And thank you for the pleasant conversation, Captain. The sky can be a lonely place. You enlivened it. I have included a small additional sum in your remuneration as a token of my gratitude. Sweet, we got extra money. 150 sovereigns and fuel and supplies. That was awesome. That was definitely worth dropping her off. Okay. Continue. They plan to call it the Albert Clock, in memory of the departed Prince Consort, but there's a way to go yet. The roof isn't finished, and the clock neither ticks nor bongs. You can see the fastidious inspector up among the workings with a spanner and a can of oil showing the workmen how it's done. Let's see what they need. Bronzewood. 1 consignment. They sell it at Trader's Wood and Palmier in plenties, I hear. And a gourd of chorister nectar, too. This bunch of work-shy ingrates need constant shouting at. And my voice has given up the ghost. Some nectar should have me bellowing again like a champion. Carillon's your best bet there. Or Titania, the flower town. Will pay. Okay. Well, we've been to Palmier and Plenty's, and we've been to Titania and Carillon, so we could get those things pretty easily, probably. Its narrow streets huddle in the shadow of a great crag. Banners display the stony features of her renewed majesty. Wealthy West Enders strut by, exchanging polite greetings and veiled gossip, while city East End workers file to the hour refining factories. Peeling posters promise fresh, wholesome lives in the reach to new arrivals, but most of the posters are years old. More newcomers arrive at Port Prosper and then ever leave it. Let's write a port report. Okay. Let's attend a parade. Why not? Gaudy banners fly over the painted rooftops of Port Prosper. The smog of the East End is hidden away by giant posters displaying dragons in varying degrees of vivisection. The cramped streets are clogged with people. Wealthy West Enders promenade about the amusements, while impoverished East Enders work the stalls huddled by the chestnut fires for warmth. A painted dragon pursued by knights is chased through the crowds to a chorus of "Ho, they're riding!" We'll just fraternize with everybody. Why not? You're treated as a curiosity and viewed from all sides with suspicion. Still, you find yourself in conversation with an elderly colonel who is retired to Port Prosper. A bulwark of sanity, he calls it, a line in the sand against all the stuff out there. He introduces you to one of the riders in the procession, who takes you on a tour of the carnival. You converse with chestnut sellers and flower arrangers, drink in the outdoor pubs, and dance with several vaudeville players. At the end of the day, you've learnt many names and faces and even acquired a few calling cards. You were tolerated by the prosperous West Enders, you were tolerated by the impoverished East Enders. The air is humid and moist. The Agbanon spring is being drained in preparation for the season. Its narrow streets huddle in the shadow of a great... Oh, we already read that. Well, we'll attend a performance. Located at the edge of West End, overlooking the bridge, the gaudy widow promises unpretentious delights for most of the family. Although out of fashion in New London, the broad amusements of pantomime and vaudeville still carry favor with the well-heeled of the West End. Though they are, of course, careful to never enjoy themselves too much. She's behind you, a poster read. What japes? 66% chance of enjoying myself. 66% chance of retaining my dignity. Let's just enjoy ourselves. Oh, we failed? Come on! Oh, you know this one. Was it adapted from Menender? The jokes are certainly better this time, even if the historical accuracy is dubious at best. Locals stroll about the mushroomy vistas of Hybris and the floral exuberance of Titania without a care in the world except for what dear old auntie back in London might think. Soon she too is on the stage, having come around the starlight idyll of the Reach. Your laughter is heard from the gods. Several notables stare at you pointedly. I lost one westward reputation. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to the shops first. Let's see if we can sell anything. Nope. Buy anything. Unseasoned hours. What about the bazaar? A gourd of chorister nectar. I think we did this already. Yeah, there's nothing there. Should we... Let's see who this is. Perched atop a mountain of luggage is a radiant young woman. She's an officer dressed in what an actor would wear in a fantastical romance. A tiara rests on her brow. A steady stream of commoners comes to pay homage, bowing and curtsying enthusiastically. Starlings circle in dense swarms about her. Refugees are rolled on in a common sight, although not in such numbers. She ignores everything and hands you papers so pristine that they can only be forged. She would certainly make an interesting addition to your crew. Mirrors by 6, hearts by 2. Boheme by 1. It's only 100 sovereigns. I think we get her. Welcome aboard, Your Majesty. I'm a humble first officer looking for what's the word when the commoners do things for coins, she asks. Work, that's it. She beams at you, delighted, as innocent as a Gatling gun. As she steps aboard, a commoner calmly takes a spoon from his pocket and scoops out his eyes. After such radiance, all else is tawdry, he says between screams. It seems she's already forgotten about her signing on money. Okay. Let's see if we can give people a ride. Would-be pioneers clamor at the station, eager to make their fortune among the stars. One way to Lustrum, thanking you kindly. By Jove, I think it's finally my time to see the real frontier. She smiles benignly as one of your crew carries her steamer trunk on board. The chorister bees have been attacking again. I'll pay you for the trouble of killing them, of course, but only if you do it quickly, and only if you harvest a stinger for me. Okay. Well, we're not going back to Lustrum soon, but that's okay. Let's ask about this relay. A Garrulous captain is delighted to have an excuse to talk. I'm happy to help, Captain. Happy to help. They point down the docks. There you are. Keep going past the port. You can't miss it. If you've got good eyes, you might even be able to see it from here. Passage ain't free, mind. You can travel first class if you have a ministry stamp permit, or you can bring a couple of barrels of hours to travel second class. Oh, so this is how you get to Albion. The Albion Transit Relay lies in a cul-de-sac close to the Port Prosper. Okay, so this is how you get to Albion. And if you have a stamp from the place, you can get there for first class. Alright. The offices of the Wimmer Company on Port Prosper, elegantly appointed if antiquated. Paintings of old London adorn the walls. The parsimonious chairman has worked for ruthless captains. He sits behind his imported mahogany desk, a decanter of brandy at his left hand and a series of neatly stacked reports at his right. A fire has been lit in the cavernous hearth. It is too warm. Pours the brandy into 2 glasses, then produces a ruler to measure the amounts. To business, he smiles, revealing the extensive damage to his teeth. I was a pugilist back in London, a young man's game. He stands at the window, watching the starlight bathe the sloping streets of Prosper. This place exists because of constant work, from the politicians who planned it, to the pioneers who built it, to the soldiers who even today defend it from the Tacketies. We have need of more such work. Bring me nameplates of tackety engines. We keep lists. You will be rewarded. Okay. This one I am willing to do. Okay. So we're done with all that. We've seen all of that. What's at this? That's where we were. Okay. Can we repair our ship here anywhere? I don't think we can. Okay. So our next stop needs to be Magdalene's, which lies to the southeast of New Winchester. So it's like somewhere in here, I guess. Unless it's here. I guess we'll just kind of go this way and hope we find it on our way back to New Winchester. Fight that thing. A cryptic stoker wants to hold a memorial service for the crew that have recently died in your service. Judging by his tattoos of a storm studded with mouths and his rattling collection of talismans, the ceremony is unlikely to be Christian. We have very low chance to succeed at any of these, so I'm just going to forbid it. Enter through the shattered window screen. Stripper for repairs. I think we stripper for repairs. Our hull's pretty low right now. And this is a pretty low chance. Nice. That almost healed us all the way. Oopsies. Send out the bat. The bat. Southeast. I think we need to go this way more. That did say southeast, right? Magdalene's lies to the southeast of New Winchester. Gosh, I hope it's not down here. Okay, I think we found it. There's a fight going on somewhere. I can hear it. It's probably a bad idea. Fighting two of these at once. Should let them fight that thing. Magdalene's, alright. Night is the closest thing many Skyfarers have to a home. It offers services to alleviate the strain of a life spent too close to the stars. Let's deliver the Skyman. The glass bars of Magdalene's pierce the cloud like swords. Shadowed figures can be seen moving through the gleaming corridors. Their identities obscured by the hued glass. Crowds of Skyfarers, ministry officials, and merchants mill about the forecourt in varying degrees of distress. All watch the clock set in the great clock tower, waiting for their appointed hour. Let's deliver this guy. The nurses bring a stretcher to carry the Skyman captain from your train. He'll receive the care of Magdalene's finest. At least Magdalene's finest with a sense of charity, given that he has nothing on him to pay for their administrations. Gain 1 vision of the heavens. Briefly without terror, gave 100 experience. I was supposed to sell something here, wasn't I? Seeds for Magdalene's. Yes, sell. Right. Now that you've saved some money, it might make sense to buy some locomotive equipment from Abraham's Engineering. If you have at least 1,500 sovereigns, you could even buy a new locomotive from the Wolvesey Engine Yard. Okay. Okay. I don't have any nightmares, so I don't think that one's important. My terror's already at 0, so let's see what else there is here. See you, Sayo. I'm about to finish up here anyway. Let's talk with the amenable host. An attendant escorts you through the dazzling violet corridors. The host's red door is always open. The attendant leaves you just as the clock begins to chime. His voice is soft and sibilant, like butter melting in candlelight. A guest has become rather too attached to a particular attendant. He always requests the same attendant appear in the exact same guise. He reiterates the aim of Magdalene's place of healing and respite. It's not meant to feed obsession or self-indulgence, self-loathing. This guest brings sickness. I would have him purged. I have a dossier on your guest, if you're interested in helping. The amenable host reclines on a couch of crushed velvet, a goblet of sparkling wine in his long fingers. Somewhere in the tower above him, the great clock ticks away. As a policy, the host's atrium is always open to guests. He's available to hear opinions, friendly criticism, suggestions today he has a headache. Take the lachrymose guest dossier. Requested my help in removing a customer who's blurring the boundaries of healer and patient. The amenable host smiles and judges. I'm so glad you want to help. He produces a thin sliver of pages and passes it to you. I'd recommend taking on the role of one of our attendants. That way you'd be playing the role of someone significant to him. He knows all our attendants by voice now. Someone new is needed. Okay. Let's write a port report first. Magdalene's is abuzz with activity, barely has the clock chimed, then a clamor goes up at the front desk. Guests rushing to and from appointments. Lord something was seen in conversation with the amenable host. The east wing was closed for general access all day. A certain distinguished admiral was seen with his second-in-command entering one of the chambers of regret. Several guests succumbed to an excess of sentimentality and were forcibly removed. Let's speak with an attendant. An attendant in the foyer schedules appointments with the aid of a hefty daybook and a very accurate clock. They're eager to explain the procedures and the rules that govern here. This is a hospital for the spirit. Our staff will become the person you need. Here you may say farewell to a doomed comrade, resurrect an old love, spar with a defeated enemy, all for a fair price. But do not overindulge. Our services are to heal, not to become an addiction. Let's observe the guests. trio of guests is going in together, all dark-haired and straight-backed. Yes, I know it's not the real thing, but I'd like a sense of closure, the tall woman says. What rot, barks the short woman next to her. You want to argue over the will again. I've told you once, I'm not giving up the spoons based on a charlatan's say-so. Do be quiet, please, the one man says. I, for one, am happy, more than happy to hear again why I was lumbered with the third best wardrobe. Okay. Talk to the patients being discharged. A poet staggers through the doors, clutching a snack of wine. An attendant steadies him while eyeing her colleague meaningfully. A mark is added to a name on a record book. Let's deal with the lachrymose guest. How do you plan to deal with him? A treatment chamber has been emptied for you. Should you wish to adopt a guise from his past, alternatively, he's standing right there. He does not seem to have noticed you, his eyes instead boring through the doors of the treatment rooms. Let's approach it directly. The lachrymose guest's eyes widen as you approach. Has there been a problem? You invite him to sit. Stiff brandies are ordered. You recount your own share of heartbreaks and tragedies, how you found yourself here, and you make it clear that despite all that, you'll be leaving. He nods slowly, and after a quick shake of your hand, walks away towards the station. He does not look back. So I guess that worked. An attendant escorts you through the dazzling violet quarters. The host's red door is always open. The attendant leaves you just as the clock begins to chime. Let him know that he is gone. Smiles beatifically. Of course, my staff will be pleased. It's a risk of our trade when our clients can no longer separate identity and illusion, but seldom pleasant. He sighs deeply, echoing around the chamber like a newly freed dove. It is a trap any of us could fall into. His face darkens briefly. Here, take this. He fishes around beneath his couch for one of his goblets. It'll fetch a pretty price. Take it with my thanks and do visit us again. We've done a significant favor and we got 100 sovereigns. We're rolling in the cash now. Let's talk to him again. Wait, he has another quest for us? I admired your discretion earlier. You've seen the dangers of our work upon those who abuse our service, yet we are not immune to it ourselves. My regulars have, at various points, requested I be prospector on Lustrum, heir to a fine house in Port Prosper and a titan of industry in New Winchester. Very specific requests and more. I have vivid memories of being all three, yet all cannot be true, surely. Presses a locket in your hand. This bears my image. See if anyone remembers me. I can't remember who I was before this. If I could be other than I am, I'd like to know. So we gotta go to these 3 ports and see if anybody recognizes him. Okay. I think we're done with that. I think we're done here. Alright, well, I'm going to be done for the day. I think I can quit here and save it, I'm pretty sure. In the game now, discarding products you've made since last visiting Dock. Let's undock. And then let's redock. And now let's quit. All right. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this game. I'll be playing Thronebreaker tomorrow, Thronebreaker Thursday, but I might revisit this on Friday. I'm enjoying it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll see you again. Bye-bye.